make that mistake. And then I will mute everybody. Okay, and now we can get started on our book club, chapter 6 with Simon Sinek on the emergence of trust. And you guys, this is a long chapter. I'm going to do my very best and try to limit these to 30 minutes. So I may even cut it short. And you guys can go back and listen, or if you want to, you guys just tell me whether you want to go or stay. I'll do my best to hit a limit. And then we'll evaluate from there. So, but the trust, you guys, what I wrote down so many different things on trust is hard. He says there's different podcasts as well that he talks about developing trust. And he says you can't teach it. Trust and loyalty are feelings, and they are their feelings, and they have to be earned and evolved over time. He says you don't immediately trust a person, a company, a product, or anything. It's over a course of time, and it can evolve. Trust is environmental. He says high values in a culture help develop trust, which I love that that's the culture that we have in Arbonne, from our home office to our founder to our people that work in this organization to help grow, lead, empower, equip, all of those things. Those are what we have in this company that help people truly grow trust with Arbonne at a rapid pace and within the organizations that we are in. He says if trust is not there and you don't feel safe in an environment, he says we only worry about protecting ourselves. We become cynical, we become paranoid, and everything we do, everything that anybody does in a company or a relationship that you're not trusting in is it makes you feel like people are trying to get you and hurt you. They're not trying to help you or support you. And you guys, that's what happens even like whenever we are out there talking to people about Arbonne and how excited we are because we've developed trust. It's evolved in us over time, and we don't understand why people don't immediately just buy into what it is we are so excited about for us and for them. It's because they haven't had time to develop trust. He says it's like when you have a relationship with a person, and he says you can have you have lust in the beginning, not love. And you get attracted, initially, but the love takes time. And that's where it is with Arbonne. We have to be attractive initially with people, but then we have to work to develop the trust that takes time and to develop the loyalty that we've talked about in this book that will create loyal customers, loyal consultants and clients that want to be a part of Arbonne because they trust us with everything that they have because of how we've treated them and how Arbonne has treated them. And they will go through hard things with us on our team and as our customers because they won't leave us, because they know even though things might not be perfect right now, there's trust at the foundation that will keep people here. So I love that that's clicking for you, Kristen, and that it's not a personal thing, but we need to understand how other people are feeling on the other side of our conversations, and that it's not going to be exactly like it is and feels for us. And it takes time. That's why we say so many times it takes 6, 7 touches, reach outs and stuff. And so many people quit after one with each person. And you're giving up on people too quick because they would learn to develop trust and have relationship with you if we just stayed with it. But he says, if you don't have trust, you build up walls and do things to protect yourself and not further a cause. Trust takes time, and it is, I wrote in here, it's about hours logged, you guys. Dr. Tom Barrett, he talks about how whenever we build a business, it takes more energy and fuel to get the plane up off of the ground than it does in the entire flight. The rest of the time when you're at the cruising altitude, you use less energy and fuel in that time than you do in the very first few seconds of the takeoff. And that, he says, with a pilot, he said, you don't want to go, I've been a pilot for 15 years, or I've been an Arbonne consultant for 15 years. You want to be with somebody that has logged hours during those 15 years. With Arbonne, because that's going to give people the time to get trust. So I trust Arbonne immensely. Even when we go through hard times, when we get back order reports and stuff, I trust Arbonne because I know I've been here. I've logged hours with Arbonne, and I know that it's only on back order because it would compromise the integrity of our company. And I would rather us have something go on back order than I would rather have a compromised product that then is able to have people lose trust at a whole different level that we wouldn't be able to get back and have with our clients and our customers and our consultants, most importantly, if we compromise our integrity. So the way we develop trust is by staying in the game with Arbonne, by staying and participating in things like this, in the retreats that we have, and getting to know and watch the people that we do life with here, from the home office to your leadership, to your sidelines, to your team. We all are working to develop trust with each other. And the more time we spend with each other, the more we're going to trust each other. Good morning, everybody. So what I want, and I know Dr. Barrett, he has a book, Dare to Dream, Work to Win, and he talks about where is your level of commitment. And this is, he says there is 10 different levels of commitment. And we, depending on where you are in your journey, there's a LARC, which is the very first person and level in believing in a company or Arbonne for this example. 2, somebody may be just dabbling. 3, somebody may have it as a hobby. 4, a cute little business. 5, a small home-based business. 6, a business. 7, an opportunity they see potential in. 8, my business. 9, my opportunity. 10, my business, my opportunity, my movement, my vehicle, and it's your why. And that is where the more we are further along in our belief and in trust with Arbonne, the higher our commitment level is going to be with the company. So I want you guys to kind of look. It doesn't matter how long you've been here. If you are, brand new, you don't have to be a LARC just because you're new. You can be working because of your time spent with Arbonne to be moving up into those levels of commitment where people will automatically trust you even more because you are believing and trusting in Arbonne more, because this is how, when you trust, you're going to go up to those levels of commitment. And then your voice and the sound, we always say belief has a sound. You're going to have this sound in your voice when you're out there talking to people, even though they don't know Arbonne and don't trust Arbonne yet, they're going to trust you because your voice has a sound to it that sounds trustworthy. So I just want you guys to evaluate where you are on your belief scale, and then know this may be where I'm making it hard for people to trust me to give them Arbonne and to help them know that this could be something for them in the way that I see it. He says, trust is a feeling, not a rational experience, and that you can't convince someone you have value, just as you can't convince someone to trust you. You have to earn trust by communicating and demonstrating that you share the same values and beliefs, and you have to talk about your why to prove it with what you do again. A why is just a belief, you guys. And so everything that we have is really intangible. Like he talks about the limbic brain. You can't explain to people why we love Arbonne and we're so passionate about it. It's a feeling. And the same thing with belief. Belief isn't something you can explain. It's a feeling. And so and trust is a feeling. So look at all of these things that are so abstract that we're working with. And that's why it has to be a priority for all of us to get behind the why, because it's so different whenever you have somebody who is behind the cause or the purpose or the why of Arbonne, and you believe in it and you trust in it. And then that trust is conveyed to people, and they automatically will be able to say yes to your offer to take a look at this, and then start logging their hours to being a part of what Arbonne does, and let it bless them and help them bless others. He says, what are the results of actions when all three are in balance? Trust is built and value is perceived. So whenever we have our golden circle going in the right order, like why we do, and how we do it, That is how the trust will evolve. But we have to be congruent. We can't be saying one thing and then living and doing or demonstrating another thing. We have to be able to be those people of integrity that we've talked. He says leading is not the same as being a leader. Leading, however, means that others are willing to follow you, not because they have to, not because they're paid to, but because they want to. And when you start with why, like we've learned, people will want to follow you because they hear that trust, they hear that sound, and they trust it enough to start taking the steps to becoming a client or a preferred client, and then living the products themselves, and then getting excited about sharing it with other people. And you can see how it evolves, but it takes work and it takes time, and it's not instant. And that's where we have to stay in it and stay consistent. He talks about how people talk about not keeping score, and that, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. And then he goes on to say it does matter. That's why people keep score. No one likes to win, and most healthy people live their life to win. The only variation, he says, is the score we use. He says a billionaire doesn't need to work. Money becomes a way to keep score. Although money has zero impact on their lifestyle, no one likes to lose. And I like this because he says it's not the drive. The drive is to win is not per se a bad thing. And that's where I want us to know, like, for those of us that are like kind of competitive or driven and stuff, we're talking about whys and stuff a lot on this. And I don't want you guys to feel bad that, you still have a personal why, or you still have a reason why you want this to work for you personally. At the same time, you're furthering a mission and a cause for Arbonne, because progress is what brings happiness. This is what's exciting about this. And one of the reasons why you want to attract other people to you is because you are going to help people realize that we're no longer in the doldrums of life, accepting the same day today as we had yesterday. We are in a race for becoming the best version of ourselves that we can possibly become. And we get to tap into that competitive nature that each and every one of us has. But at the same time, you guys, you have to not let people's progress intimidate you where you are personally. We are all on our own journey. And what we get to do is be on a journey with people that are so committed to personal growth and being the best version of themselves that you get to learn and watch from all of the people you're surrounded by, and not become like any one person in that journey that we're on together, but to become and start picking the qualities of each people that you're around, and be able to develop those qualities within yourself more, so that you become a bigger, better version of yourself. We took this Enneagram test, personality test, as a group of MVPs at this MVP retreat that we just had here this past week. And every one of us, we're not all different. There's a lot of them that were the same, test result. But the book teaches us that every one of those qualities that you can be most like dominantly in your personality have great things about them. And what you want to do as you grow and evolve is become the best version of each one of those characteristics for yourself. And that's how we grow as people. And as you grow as people, you guys, you learn to embrace all the other types of personalities. And we learn how to communicate with those personalities in a way that they can hear us and trust us and understand us enough that they will spend some time with us and let us help them learn more about Arbonne. That's the challenge in Arbonne. From the people that sit in front of you at a party or on a Facebook Live, or people that come into your business and your team, everybody has all these different personalities. We're in our very small worlds where we haven't had to, grow or develop much and haven't done anything to do more than what we did yesterday. Now you're challenged to be around every personality type that's out there in the world and figure out, how do I work best with those people in a way that they will trust me and want to spend enough time with me that I can help them become a better version of themselves on this Arbonne journey. And that is the earlier we start learning that in our journey, and can connect with people at our events that we're doing and we're sharing with Arbonne, even though it may not be our normal personality, I remember Tom Barrett again. He's one of those authors I refer to often. Dare to Dream, Work to Win. And he's a psychologist, and he does this personality test. And he says that he told me in my time with him, my coaching time with him, that I'm a 10. Like I'm a person that's way up here, but yet I have people on my team that are like a 2. And one of them's in my kitchen right now. And they said, if I talk to her at a 10, she's not going to hear me. And I'm not going to develop trust with her because she doesn't even want and feel comfortable being around me. But if I can bring myself down to what her level is and connect with her, John Maxwell has a book, Everyone Communicates, but Few Connect, then she's going to hear me and let me help teach her things that will develop trust between us, that will help her start a journey with me with Arbonne. So when you have people that are at your parties or your events and they're a different personality than you, don't just say, oh, that person was horrible. What you want to do is you want to connect with that person and accept them where they are, and connect with them where they are, where in a way that they will hear you and learn enough about Arbonne that they'll trust you to take further steps with you and let this trust emerge. It takes time, you guys. Some people are going to say, yes, I'm in, because they connect with you right away, and they're going to be excited to join you and join your movement and your why. But then there's going to be other people that you're going to have to work to develop trust. But the beauty of this business is there's every person and personality and background and diversity that you can think of. And it all happens because we love everyone right where you are. And then we all come in here on our journeys, and we start at the same place with our consultant sign up, and we work to grow and evolve and emerge and become better versions of ourselves. And that's what I love about Tony Robbins when he says happiness is equivalent to people knowing they're making progress. No one likes feeling stuck. Just like the billionaire who doesn't need money. He doesn't need to make more money, but he doesn't want to feel stuck, because that doesn't make somebody happy. Progress is what equals happiness. And that's what we want to do in everything that we do in Arbonne, is progress and get better at everything we do. He talks about the human advantage and how, we cultures and groups of people are people that come together and around a common set of values and belief. And when we share values and beliefs with others, we form trust. And the trust that we trust people on common values and beliefs is we're friends with people who see the world the way we see it, who share our views and our belief set. And you guys, that's what we are doing in Arbonne. Not everybody is going to believe what we believe, but if we can spend enough time with people and develop trust, we can help people find the people that believe in our cause and want to join our cause, and then live in this culture with us, and then be okay if people don't, at least for right now. Maybe they won't ever want to be a part of what we are, but if we can gather the people in our culture that do want to do what we do, he says, then you're going to find people that they're going to want to stay and be a part of who we are. What great cultures. It's okay. Sorry, I'm a little scattered here on this part. He talks about people that live in other countries but want to come to America. And he says, because they have that, the freedom to do and be all that you want to be in America. And he says, some people come in and they aren't a great fit in America, even though they, are from another country. Not everybody from another country wants to come and take advantage of the entrepreneurial opportunity that America offers. And he says, one culture is not better or worse than another. They are just different. Many people, and that's what I love about Arbonne. There's different people in Arbonne. Like I was saying, there's so many different cultures in Arbonne, and there's not one that's better than another. Like some people that do healthy living or virtual, they fit a culture initially. But what we have to know is that maybe there's going to be somebody we sit in front of and they want to do RE9 and in-person events. And we need to be okay and let that culture be a part of who we are, because we are this diverse culture in every way, from who we are as people to what we do and are passionate about. But we can't cram our passion on other people. We have to be able to have, and as leaders, develop everything that will allow anyone to come here, feel safe enough and loved enough that they develop the trust with us to start where they want, but then let us, as trust emerges, let us show them everything else that they can do on this journey with Arbonne, and not be just in one way. He says the same can be said for any place that has strong culture and recognizable personality. We do better in cultures in which we are good fits. We do better in places that reflect our own values and beliefs. Just as the goal is not to do business with anyone who simply wants what you have, but to do business with people who believe what you believe, so too it is beneficial to live and work in a place where you will naturally thrive because your values and beliefs align with the values and beliefs of a culture. He says, a company is a culture, a group of people brought together around a common set of values and beliefs. It's not products or services that bind a company together. And that's where I want you guys to know, it's not just our product. As amazing as our product is, it's the company, it's the culture and the people. We're not cavemen. We are people that are gathering together for the same cause and belief that we have with each other. The strong sense of beliefs and values that everyone from the CEO to the receptionist all share. So the logic follows. The goal is not to hire people who simply have the skill set you need. The goal is to hire people who believe what you believe. And whenever you guys are sponsoring, that's what we're doing. We're finding people that believe what we believe. But at the same time, don't be rigid in what you believe, because we have everything. Like I was saying, we don't have to be rigid about only doing healthy living and not letting people see skincare, or the opposite, or virtual versus in person. We have to be encompassing of everything that Arbonne is. Like I say all the time, don't give people your Arbonne and your opportunity. Give them the opportunity of Arbonne to use and live everything wherever it is they first are attracted to this. Then as trust emerges, let them expand into everything that Arbonne has, because there's no other company more powerful than us, because we have it all. And we have it all at the right time. So he says, finding the people who believe what you believe. And he talks about this captain who puts an ad out for a journey on a ship that is where he says, most likely you're not going to survive and come back and tell a story. But yet he has this, and they have this hard time, and they come back because they had the right fit of people. So as much as we want to attract the right people, we want to give people time to be attracted to us because we let trust emerge. We also want to be okay that if people aren't a fit for us and they want to argue every single ingredient, out of the 2,000 that we don't have about one thing we do have, let them go. Don't let it shake your belief. Just know they're not wanting to be a part of our culture, and let them go find a culture that might be a better fit for them. So, but you need to know, he says, and they won't be working hard or looking for innovative solutions for you. They will be doing it for themselves. And I love that. He said, the only people who applied for the job are survivors. The ability to survive was guaranteed. When employees belong, he says, they will guarantee your success. When you have a people that fit in this culture, your success will be guaranteed. Not because they're working to help you get successful, but because they are working to benefit themselves, and they're doing it for themselves because they align with the why and the cause with you. So they're a part of your culture. They're a part of your force and your team, but they're not doing it for us. And honestly, we're not doing it for them. We're all just here for our cause. And then together we make this powerful force that could survive the hazards of that ship storm and wreck that they survive. He says, don't hire for skills. He says he says you don't hire for skills, you hire for attitude. You can always teach skills, but he says he doesn't like for people to say we hire only passionate people, because you guys, again, people are different. There's different people that are going to be passionate about different things besides Arbonne. And we need to be okay that not everyone is going to want to do Arbonne with us or be passionate. And he says, the truth is almost every person on the planet is passionate. So we can't just hire everyone. We are just not all passionate for the same thing. Starting with why, when hiring dramatically increases your ability to attract those who are passionate for what you believe. Simply hiring people with a solid resume or great work ethic does not guarantee success. And I don't know how many times I hear people say they found somebody that has a great resume. They found somebody that has success written all over them, and they think, man, if they get an Arbonne, they're gonna kill it. That is true. You can have somebody who has skill sets that come in and help you advance faster in this journey because you've already had some personal growth and leadership experience. But I will tell you, unless that skilled person is passionate about Arbonne, they're going to be one of the biggest losers in your organization if they don't get behind your why and are passionate about what we are passionate about in Arbonne. Being a successful person means you can be successful in Arbonne, but it does not guarantee success in Arbonne unless you become passionate about what we are passionate about as well. So again, we've got to find those people, and we've got to be able to connect with those people at everything we do in life when we're out and about, not just at parties and presentations, but we're building a network, and you always have to be able to connect with people out and about so that you can and in person, so that you can discover, are they going to become passionate with you about your why, and be able to grow into the person. Whether you're successful already or not, you can grow, but being a successful person does not guarantee success in Arbonne, and we've all seen it if you've been here long enough. The goal is to hire those who are passionate for your why, your purpose, your cause, your belief, and who have the attitude that fits your culture. Once that is established, only then should their skill set and experience be evaluated. So look for people who are looking for what we have, and look for the people that do have success qualities already, because when you get those two together, that is when magic happens. And that's whenever you can have success for people that happens at record pace, because those two are together. I will tell you, though, the most important thing about those, and what I love about Arbonne and have from day one, is that there is no resume required, but passion for what we do is required. And who we are is required for you to have true success that sustains in Arbonne. Great companies don't hire skilled people and motivate them. They hire already motivated people and inspire them. And that's the other thing, where you've always heard that statement. People want to be motivated. No one can motivate you. I think it's Chad Helmstetter, I think is who it says. He says, no one can make you move. You are the only one that can motivate you. However, we can inspire people with our cause, our passion, and our why whenever we find those people that are willing to motivate themselves. People are either motivated or they're not. And unless you get motivated people something to believe in, something bigger than their job to work toward, they will motivate themselves to find a new job, and you will be stuck with whoever is left. And you guys, people do quit whenever they don't feel they have a cause, a passion, or a purpose with Arbonne the way we do. And it's the same environment for everybody, but he uses the example of two stonemasons, and one was building a cathedral while the other was just working and doing a job. And he says that well, I had something I was going to say about that, but I'll skip it because it takes time. But anyway, it's like the kids with the pony. There was, 2 rooms full of manure, and one little kid that wanted a pony was like, oh, I'm in this room full of manure. And the other little kid, twin brother, was in there flinging manure everywhere. And whenever they talked to him, they were like complete opposites. And the kid in the manure, flinging manure, he was like, if there's this much, horse poop, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. And it was just like the difference in what it was that they were, their attitude. What are you here doing? Are you here for a cause or a purpose, or are you here to get just to a goal? And you guys, not that we all don't have a goal for coming in here. I had a goal of making 500 to 1500 that would not, it wasn't the money, it was what would cause that money to do for our family. It was what would give me my passion and my why met. And so I came in here with that, even though it was hard, and I worked a full-time job, where other people are like, I'm just going to get this money, and then it got hard, so they're like, I don't need it. It's like, if you have a cause, a passion, and a why, you will go through all kinds of poop to be able to get to where you need to go, because you're not here because you're looking for easy. You're here because you've aligned with a purpose for yourself first and a why for yourself. And now you develop this why and this cause and this passion for your company along the way. He says, in these organizations from management on down, no one sees themselves as any more or any less than anyone else. They all need each other. And we're not here for a title. We're all here for a cause. If you're here to achieve just a certain goal, people will quit. If I was here just to get that money, you guys, I would have quit a long time ago. I came in because I developed this why for what I could do. I loved Arbonne's cause and what they did for people that helped them start with nothing and take control of their life. And that cause helped me get what I needed, but now has kept me here. And no matter what hard I've had to experience along the way, I've continued to stay and will stay because I'm building a cathedral like that one stonemason felt. And he will do it till the day he dies and probably won't even see the real effects. Like Peter Morton didn't get to see the effect of his mission and his cause, but because he died before it happened. Also, when he talks about Langley, that was trying to, be the first person to fly an airplane, and the Orville brothers were doing the same thing. Langley had everything he needed for success, the recipe for success, but he was doing it for fame and fortune and just what would it do for him, versus the Orville brothers were doing it because they would change the world. They would make this world a better place for people and help travel for people, be a better place for people. And they achieved the goal before Langley because they had a cause. They inspired people to do more with less. And they achieved goals because they were just passionate about their cause and their mission and their purpose, versus Langley, who just wanted to be as famous as Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell. And he says, and Simon Sinek says, Langley could have continued and furthered and improved upon what the Orville brothers did, but he quit. As soon as it was already done, he quit completely and quit trying at all to do anything more with flying, because his own selfish needs were not able to be met. And that is what I love about Arbonne, is that the people that you see here are no longer here to meet our needs. We're here because what we're going to do is make this world a better place for everybody else that we get to help along the way on our journey, and help other people develop it too. He says they believe that if they could figure out flying at this flying machine, it would change the world. They imagine the benefits to everyone else if they were successful. And that, you guys, is what I love, is the goal for Arbonne and for you to have as a goal. Like yes, want to be successful. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I want you to do is imagine that when you're successful, who else is going to have gotten successful because of you? It's successful in their health and wellness, or successful in their financial health and time freedom and flexibility health with themselves because they've developed this business with you because you started. When we go to goals and we hit goals and stuff, you guys, are you wanting everyone to be successful because that's your goal? I say, you guys have heard me say on our goal setting, and at the end of the month especially, if you want to hit a big goal, you guys, what you do is you turn around and you help somebody else hit their goal. That's what we do in Arbonne, and the only way we get really successful. You can get successful all by yourself, for yourself, at district manager, but when you start helping other people get successful, you can go area manager, you can go regional vice president, you can go national vice president, and be on this journey with this mission and this cause because you're helping other people make their world a better place. And that is what we end up doing in Arbonne. The proof of their commitment was self-evident. With failure after failure, most would have given up, but not the Wright brothers. No matter how many setbacks they suffered, they kept showing up for more. So is that what you guys do? Because you guys, we all experience failure. Rita Davenport used to have all MVPs stand up and say, look at them, they're beautiful, they're successful, da-da-da-da-da, and then she'd say they're the biggest losers in the room. They've had more obstacles, more no's, more failures than anyone else, which is the only reason why they are at the position they are in. Are you willing to be the Orville brothers and what other MVPs have done before you in order to be able to make this world a better place and not quit because it just doesn't feel good to you? Are you a lifer? Are you in it no matter what, and you're going to work to get better and log the hours that you need to become all that we need to be on this journey for everyone that we get to talk to And that's not an easy job. So, yeah, title or cause. Are you working for a title? Or are you working for a cause? Inside a company, if the people inside the company are told to come to work and just do their job, that's all they'll do. But if they're constantly reminded why the company was founded and told to always look for the ways to bring that cause to life while reforming their job, however, then they will do more than their job. And that's what I love. It's like, we're not here just to hit a $2,500 goal. We're here to further the mission, the cause, and the purpose of Arbonne and get it out to the world as fast as we can. And it's going to take all of us to be able to reach the people that we can reach. The ability for a company to innovate is not just useful for developing new ideas, it's invaluable for navigating struggle. When people come to work with a higher sense of purpose, they find it easier to weather hard times or even find opportunity in those hard times. People who come to work with a clear sense of why are less prone to giving up after a few failures because they understand there's a higher cause. And I love how Craig Groeschel, he's the pastor of Life Church here in Oklahoma, and there's other churches around the country now. He says problems are what create growth and innovation for companies. And so if you're having a problem in your business and you're not growing as fast as you want, let's work to grow and innovate around that and find a way to fix it. And you guys, I know it may sound funny because I always talk about Alexa because she's my daughter-in-law and she lives with me. But you guys, she kind of had a problem in her business. She had been in district and had been, district manager for a long time. And even though she was working, she wasn't progressing. And progression, doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or not, is what we want. It's what makes us happy. And what I love is that she had this problem with getting everything she needed in her business the way that we had taught her how to do it. And then we were able to learn a different way, and she started innovating and learning that other way, which is what we're all doing with everything we do in Arbonne, whether you're innovating into RE9 because you're good at healthy living, or you're innovating into virtual because you're good at in-person. If you're not getting where you want to be, innovate. Let your problem of being where you don't want to be innovate you and do something that will get you somewhere you haven't been yet. And that is going to be taking time. I was just talking to literally some MVPs in the kitchen, and they're like, I haven't done that. The reason my team isn't doing that is I haven't done it myself. And if I'm not doing it myself, they're not going to do it either. And so that's where we have to be willing to innovate and evolve and grow and learn and become equipped. And you have everything you need to become fully equipped to do everything we do in this business, and then turn around and be able to use it to love people right where they are, no matter where they are. And you will grow because you had to be innovative to first get you unstuck and then help attract more people to come into this business and work this cause with you, because you had to learn something different. I love that. I mean, she just promoted as a brand new area manager today in 2 months. And you guys, I will tell you, it's because she learned and was willing to step up and learn and do something different that in turn helped her get better at everything else she had ever done in Arbonne, because her confidence built. And now I would even say it's because she believes more in a mission, a cause, and a why today more than ever. So don't get frustrated with where you are. Let it be a reason that you have to evaluate where you are and become innovative and go, okay, if I didn't hit a goal where I wanted to be last month, what do I need to do different this month? Where do I need to grow? What do I need to do? How do I need to improve to get better this month? So, and then he talks about Southwest Airlines and how they had to innovate and do a 10-minute turnaround, because if they didn't turn around and keep more flights going, they were going to have to buy more airplanes. It would cost billions of dollars. And he says instead, they were able to solve their problem by innovating. So definition of trust, he says the lack of clear set of values and beliefs along with weak culture result in and create conditions for every man for himself environment, the long-term impact of which could yield little else than disaster. And you guys, I love that we're not an every man for itself. Yes, we are all independent consultants, but we are all here as part of our why for our personal family, we're here for a why and a purpose for that, but we're also now part of this bigger why, this bigger purpose, this bigger cause. And we are not all for ourselves. We're like, whatever we do to further this mission is going to be something that helps Arbonne, which in turn will also help us. Our why and our mission is to help look out for others and in our communities. Many companies, he says, have star employees and star salesmen and so on, but few have a culture that produce great people as a rule, not an exception. And I will tell you guys, Arbonne produces great people as a rule. And he says that's not true for most companies. Trust is a remarkable thing, and it helps us rely on others and rely on those we trust for advice to help us make decisions. Trust is a bedrock for advancement for our own lives, our families, and our companies. And so the more trust we have, the more we're going to be able to evolve and help if you become coachable. Like if you're not where you want to be, but you trust people to help you go, okay, this is where you could go if we just did this, this, and this. We don't always like hearing what we need to do and where we need to grow. But if you have this trust in this environment, we will be able to help each other grow, because we know we're all here to help each other and to help further this cause. And anything we do and work on together is for the greater good of us as people, but as the company as a whole as well. And he says, the more people trust, the more people will be willing to take risk. Change is not easy, you guys. No one loves change. People will resist changing anything in their life. Rita always said, the only person that loves a change is a baby when he needs to change his diaper. No one likes to change, but the more trust we have, the more ability to change we will have, and because we'll take the risk to try to change. And when you take more risk, you get a better performance, because you're going to do and accomplish something you never would have been able to accomplish without having first the trust to make that change and take that risk. He talked about trapeze artists, that if they have a safety net, they're willing to do more and perform better because they know they can trust that net to catch them. He says that people, communities, organizations must trust that their leaders provide a net, whether it's a practical net like a safety net for a trapeze artist or an emotional net. Like, it's okay to fail, you guys, in this business. It's okay to be bad. We know we fail forward. We know we have to be bad before we're good. But we know that you have this environment that you get to trust and is going to give you a safety net that you get loved even though you fail, and you get the support you need to go forward with it. And that's going to help you go, okay, it may hurt, I may be bad, but I'm going to take a risk. And I'm going to go, like the MVP in there, I'm going to go do some virtuals, and I'm going to be bad before I'm good, because I know you've given me this net that I need to give me everything I need to go do it and learn so that I can start performing better at it. Whatever it is for you, know that that's what we are doing as leaders and that you need to do as a leader for your team. With that feeling of support, those in an organization are more likely to put in extra effort, and ultimately that benefits the group as a whole. So he says, I will admit there are always those who will take risks for the first time or repeatedly without a net, but there are those that will explore regardless of who's holding down. These people sometimes earn rightful spots as the innovators. And that's what you have to know is, like, are you somebody who's willing to go out there and be the innovator, be the pioneer in something? And I will tell you, as a leader for your team, you are. If you're the one sitting back going, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to go and do this part of the business, then your team isn't going to do it either. They're following you and they're trusting you. Even though I'm one of the leaders, you, and I'm talking to consultants, not managers, not districts, areas, regions, nations. I'm saying you as a person are the one leading your team, the one that has that initial amount of trust. And whatever you're willing to do and innovate in, they will trust and follow you and know that she did it. She wasn't great at it in the beginning, but she did it anyway and got better. And now I know I can too, because I trust her to help me. So are you, or him to help me? Are you trustworthy, and are you willing to innovate for your team? Developing trust to encourage people other than those is a better long-term strategy. Great organizations become great because the people inside organizations feel protected. The strong sense of culture creates a sense of belonging and acts like a net. People come to work knowing that their bosses, colleagues, and organization as a whole will look out for them. This results in reciprocal behavior, individual decisions, efforts, and behaviors that support, benefit, and protect long-term interests of the organization as a whole. And so you guys, just that level of commitment will go up the more people can trust their leader and their organization to protect them. It is a prerequisite for someone to trust the culture in which they work, to share the values and the beliefs of the culture. So we have to believe in everything about this company in order to truly trust it. You can't not know about something and really in your heart and your gut trust it. And that's why we have to work to let people know why Arbonne does what they do, why you do what you do. I love how Vicki Schauhorn at the MVP retreat taught us. She said, I tell people at the beginning of every presentation now, she says, you guys get a pen and paper, pay close attention, and hear me clearly when I say this, because this will help you develop trust with people. She says, I know you may know a little bit about what I do, but I want to share with you right now why I do it. So we know we have a why for the company. Vicki is telling people she has a why for being a part of this organization. And that is what will help the people trust her and develop a relationship with her enough to join her and in this movement and this cause and this purpose with her. And so it is that prerequisite. But if those inside the organization are a good fit, the opportunity to go the extra mile, to explore, invent, innovate, advance, more importantly, do so again and again and again, increases dramatically. Only with mutual trust can an organization become great. And you guys, that goes back to, we have to trust home office. They have to trust us. They have to trust that when they give us something to give to our world, we're going to use it. It costs money for the company to put out deals and offers and AIT trips like they're giving us today. That costs money. The company has already signed the contract for that trip. Now they're trusting us to be able to go out and do what we need to earn that trip for ourselves and our families so that they can get that return on their money. We have to trust them that what they're doing is and giving us to work with is good, and we want to. But at the same time, we need to be trustworthy back to them and be the consultants that help them take more risk as a company on us. We want our company to bet on us and to be able to take those chances. As a leader, I want you all to trust me as your leader. But what I want is I want to trust that once I give you the tools and I equip you, that you know you can come to me and clarify anything you need to understand in order to use those tools. But what I want to trust is that now you're out there doing what it is you've been equipped to do. And you want to be able to trust your team and have your team trust you. Do you guys see this cycle? It all builds on trust. And I want to have my company trust me. I trust my company. I want to be trustworthy as a leader, and I want to trust that you now are doing what you need to do with what your leader has given you. And let that be the cycle and the culture that we create within our organization and our company. And he talks about the air traffic controller and how what she does to also further a mission and to not be a team of one. The guy that she was helping died in their practice routine because he forgot he was part of a team. You guys, if we don't have that trust going up and down, he talked about how you look down and you see something, but you look up and all you see are asses. If you aren't able to see trust both ways in everywhere you look in this organization and in this company of Arbonne, in our culture, people will die. People will not achieve the goals and the dreams that they have come in here for. But if we have that trust, then we will automatically grow. Trust going up and down for sure. He says that General Robinson is still looking for ways that she can clear a path for others so that they can push themselves and the organization further. You guys, that's my goal, is to clear the path for you guys and to help you further this organization, your organization, and then the organization of Arbonne as a whole. The time to think of yourself is done. It is not about you. It is about the lieutenants behind you. She'd remind her students when she was an instructor that she says, if enough of us do this, she goes on referring to why she does what she does, then we leave this military and this country in better shape than we found it. And isn't that the point? And isn't the sense of purpose a clear idea of why she comes to work that has been the cornerstone of her success? And that, incidentally, is remarkable. Working hard to clear the path for others so that they can confidently go on and do bigger, better things, has in turn inspired others to clear the path for General Robinson, the up and down trust, to do exactly the same thing. As a woman in a very masculine world of the military, she sets an example of how to lead. Great leadership is not about flexing and intimidation. Great leaders, as General Robinson proves, lead with why. They embody a sense of purpose that inspires those around them. And the greatest compliment that she ever got was saying, when I go to war, I want Lori on the radio with me. And you guys, that's what you want people to say about you. Whenever I go out there, I want to know that my leader and my company are on my team with me. You're on a good team. You can trust everything that we have here, and know that great leaders are great because they understand earning trust of an organization doesn't come from setting out to impress everyone. It comes from setting out to serve those who serve her. It's invisible trust that gives a leader the following they need to get things done. And in her case, that's what happened. He says he uses the military as an example because trust matters, and trust comes from being a part of a culture and organization with a common set of values and beliefs. And with that golden circle that we have learned, why is founded in the first place, what it believes, and they need to hold everyone in the company accountable to the values and guiding principles. It's not enough just to write them on the wall. We want to be treated right. And I love you guys that our CEO, Jean David, that's what he wants. The company must serve those whom they wish to serve it. Our CEO, everything he does and gives us today is more than any other CEO or leader has ever done. He is here and more than anything wants to serve us as consultants so that we can serve our company in the best possible way. He's going to do it in a smart way because he's a businessman and we want that. We trust that. I don't want him giving us more than our company can afford and our company go away completely. But I want to trust that he's going to give us everything he can give us to serve us and help us do our jobs out here better so that we can serve the bigger mission, cause, and why of Arbonne. You guys, this is an amazing company and we are blessed to be a part of it. The influence of others, the feeling of trust is lodged squarely in the same place as the why, the limbic brain. It's often powerful enough to trump empirical research or at least a seed of doubt, you guys. And that is where we can't explain trust. It's a feeling. People need to feel they can trust us and we trust them, like we said, no matter what. And he says that the concept of buyers and influencers isn't a new one. The question is, how do you get enough of the influencers to talk about you so that you can make the system tip? The goal, you guys, is to get enough people to know you, like you, and trust you, that you will get people behind you saying, hey, you guys want to work with this Arbonne consultant or do this Arbonne product or use these products or join this company, so that we get that momentum. And that is where we are, you guys. That is Arbonne hitting its sweet spot like we always talk about, because now we have enough influencers saying this company is the real deal. And as long as we as consultants are people of integrity living this what we embody and what we believe, we will attract people, even though it's going to take work and time to connect, not just communicate that mission. We have to connect and we have to build the trust that takes time, follow up, and reach out and touches with every person that we come in contact with. Don't give up after the first contact and the first why, because you have people out there that will believe in what we have and will help us further our cause. And every one person starts adding and making a bigger difference in the full effect that we get to have. So I love you. I hope this helps you. It's a big chapter and adds to what he's already given us to embody what we get to do here in Arbonne. Thank you, guys. Any comments? And yeah, get enough people to know you, like you, trust you. Oh yeah, I love that you guys can feel the trust that I have for our founder. He is so amazing and so wonderful. Trust him, you guys. Linda Parker just came and spoke to our NBPs last night and was sharing even more because she's the liaison between the home office and just continues to validate everything that I feel and you can feel from him in an even bigger way. So just go out there unabashedly and proud. Don't be afraid. Don't shy down, but share what you have with belief, passion, and purpose, but speak it in the language that people can hear you, and let them receive what it is we have, and then let us expand their capacity for more. We'll take them wherever they are, then we'll work to expand their capacity as we develop and emerge the trust. So love you guys.